guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be trying out a new foundation, and this is kind of a hot topic right now because this brand actually just came to Ulta. I used to purchase this all the time when I was back in DR, which is my home, and when I got here I kind of just wanted to keep using their products, so I kept purchasing online. If you do purchase online, I will say that you will save a lot more money because they do have discounts. They always have something going on. If you have Ebates, they're also in Ebates, so I don't know, but a lot of people are just starting to learn about this company because it just came to Ulta only online, and they don't offer all the products, but there are some there that you can purchase. Today we're going to be trying out the Hydrating foundation. This one is by the brand Kiko Milano, and it comes in this little packaging like this. It is called the Smart Hydrating Foundation. This is how it looks like, and it comes in this little squeezy tube. It's moisturizing, and it says it is a liquid evening foundation. It retails for $12, comes in 12 shades, and it comes with 1.01 ounces. Of all the 12 shades, I chose the shade Neutral 20. It's kind of hard to choose your shades in this brand because they don't really offer you, like, you know, pictures of anybody or swatches or anything. So I'm just going to show you kind of a swatch of how it looks like on my face. I'll show you the bottle also. This is the bottle right there opened. It comes in this little plastic cap, and as you can see, it has a little thing where you can squirt out the product. As far as packaging, I will say is not my favorite, but it's also like not super bad. This is the Neutral 20 shade right there, and I feel like it's a little neutral, but it might fit, so I'm just going to put it on the side of my face right there, and I feel like it's a pretty good match. So I don't know, I'm having good thoughts about this. I hope that it actually works. I'm going to be reading a little bit off what it says on the website so you guys have a better idea of how this will work. It says it is buildable with a medium coverage, ensuring a natural and long-lasting satin finish for a flawless skin. This special formula is enriched with a blend of ingredients with moisturizing, soothing, and antioxidant actions. The handy tube format facilitates application, and the wide choices of shades make it suitable for all skin tones. It says it's available in 21 shades. I said 12, I think that was my mistake. 21 shades, ideal for all skin types, 12 bestseller shades, and 9 new shades. It says skin appears smoothened and even. It is recommended that you apply the liquid texture with a brush or a sponge for the designed foundation. So I'm going to do the sponge on one side and the brush on the other. I'm going to start with my left side, and I think I'm going to do the sponge first. What I'm going to be doing is just putting a little bit of it on my sponge right here. I think this would equal to 1 pump. So I'm just going to kind of spread it around that side, and then we're going to start blending. Alright, so I think it is definitely not full coverage, and that was a really sheer application, but I actually kind of really like how it's looking. I feel like if you do not need a lot more, this would actually look really good on you because it kind of like even out my skin tone. It kind of like, I don't know, it looks really pretty. I feel like the finish of it is really nice as well. So if you are looking for more of a sheer application, this actually looks pretty nice. It is definitely a matte finish, but not like a super matte. I think that this would actually look really pretty in a lot of skin types. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit more. That definitely did cover a lot more, but you can still see my huge pimple right here and kind of this one over there. So as far as that, I think you are going to have to rely on a little bit of concealer to do the work for you. But as far as shades, I feel like this is actually a pretty good match for me, and I feel like I really like the finish of this. It feels a little bit tacky, but it feels like it's kind of settling onto my skin, so I don't even know if I have to go with powder and set all of it. I would probably just set my concealer today. You can see right there the side of my face that doesn't have foundation, and then you can compare it to the side that does. I feel like it actually looks really good. I feel like Kiko Milano is really surprising me with just face products and complexion products. I'm putting the same amount that I originally put on my sponge, and I'm putting it on my brush, and I'm just going to be swiping this away. I'm expecting this side to hopefully have a little bit more coverage from the get-go because the brush usually does that for me. I'm using this brush from Tarte that I'm being really loving. I think it's from their new collection from the Conceal foundation, and I just really like it. So surprisingly, this is applying a little bit streaky on this side. It is easily blendable, but just from the first application, I don't really like it with the brush. I would actually not even recommend doing this because I'm actually getting less coverage than I've got with a sponge, even the first time. So I think this is a pass for me. I'm just going to go back to my sponge because I'm going to come a little closer. You can see how it's like looking very dry. The sponge is just making it look a little bit less dry on my skin. So I'm going to go with more, and I'm going to blend it out. Yeah, this is definitely a sponge foundation. I wonder how it would look if you want to apply this with your fingertips, because I know a lot of people do like that, and there's really nothing wrong with that. I don't see it oxidizing on me. I feel like the color stayed pretty true. As far as shades, I don't think I'm always on the 20s. I have another foundation from them, which is the foundation and concealer one, and I am warm beige 30 on that one. So the fact that I went for neutral 20, had me a little bit scared because their shades are just kind of all over the place. So it does feel really lightweight, but I would say this is more like a foundation where I would feel comfortable using for every day. I obviously wouldn't go for something super full coverage with this because even though I applied 4 pumps on my face, I kind of have still like a medium full coverage, and I still leave concealer under my eyes and kind of where I have my little pimples. But as far as finish, I really like how this is looking, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit of concealer, and then we're going to see how the final result looks like. Alright, so there it is. I'm going to be setting this with this COVERGIRL Mineral Blend powder. I've been trying to just use this up because I don't know how I feel about it yet. It doesn't really bother me, but it's just not my favorite, and I don't like to have things that don't like wow me. It's just how I am. So I'm going to be setting this concealer. I'm just going to be finishing off my makeup. I'm going to be fast forwarding this part because I want you guys to see the final result and how it looks like. But so far, I feel like it looks really pretty. It's obviously a little bit drying for me on this side. On this side, it actually looks really good, and I'm really liking how it's looking. I feel like it will definitely even out my skin. The matte satin finish is definitely there. It's just very lightweight and comfortable. As far as shades, I feel like this one fit me perfectly, and I don't know. Super impressed so far. So I will see you guys in a little bit. This makeup is all done, and I have to say, pretty impressed for something that is so inexpensive. That this is only $12. It does bring a lot of product in here, but I did feel like I ended up using a lot more product that I thought I would. Itself gets a little bit dirty, so just mind that because now it's pink because of all the fallout from my eyeshadow. But I feel like it looks really good on the skin. I don't feel anything. I did end up setting where I put the concealer kind of under my eyes and over here because I have a pimple, and on my forehead as well, but everything looks really nice over top, blended out like a dream. I love this. I feel like a lot of people could benefit from this foundation because it just kind of like, you don't need a lot of it. I feel like it is still a medium coverage, but these days I'm not really minding that. I'm just looking for that like sheer coverage for every day, that very comfortable coverage, and just something that feels very just comfortable and pretty. I feel like the finish of this is definitely a matte finish, but it's not something that looks cakey. It didn't really cling to any dry patches. It's just looking really nice on my skin. If you have some dry patches, it is definitely going to emphasize it if you go in with a brush. I felt like the sponge side just looked better for me and just works better for me personally. I am going to do 2 more checkings today so you guys can see how it's looking throughout the day. It is about 6 a.m. right now, so I don't know. I really like this little packaging. It's so comfortable, and it's like super easy to travel with, super easy to just store in your house. So for $12, I have to say, super impressed so far. Alright guys, so it's 12:18 right now. It has been 6 hours since I've been wearing this foundation, and I think I have a pretty good idea of how I feel about it. I'm still going to wear it for longer because obviously I'm just on my lunch break, so I'm still gonna wear it for at least 3 more hours. I think I'm just gonna first just show you guys a little bit up close of how my face is looking, and then I'm just gonna let you know like how I felt throughout the day, and then how I think it's looking and if I like it. So as you can see, it is kind of like getting a little bit dewy on my T-zone. I don't really mind that. I do have dry skin, however, I don't really get dewy or oily. So the fact that it's like looking like this on me, I don't really know how it would look on someone with oily skin. I also think it's looking really dewy right there as well, and it is kind of emphasizing my lines right there. The foundation kind of rubbed up on this line, so I don't know how how I feel about that. The bronzer and the blush are still there, the highlight as well, but I think there's two things that I can't really get over. The first one is the fact that as the day went on, it started to get a lot more tacky and feel a lot more sticky on my face, so it definitely felt like I did have foundation on, and I was just waiting for something a little bit more lightweight. So that was a little bit of a downfall, but it's something that it's definitely manageable if you know what you're getting yourself into. I would definitely go ahead and set this foundation completely next time, because it did kind of set on the areas where I applied powder, but the other areas just feel a little bit like sticky. The second downfall, I think it is the fact that it rubbed off around my glasses, because it rubbed off more than, I mean, this always happens to me. It's kind of like, you can't really go around that, but this is the most that I've ever gotten. I mean, look at my nose right there. It is completely removed on this area right here, and my glasses are all the way up here, so they do kind of fall down a little bit, so I can understand why that happened, but it is not normal. And I just have so many other foundations where it doesn't happen that it's just a little bit like aggravating to me. I don't know. I like it because it's super affordable. It was really easy to just apply. You can go in with the sponge. I didn't really like how it looked with the brush, but as far as finish, I think it's beautiful. I would probably just set this on my T-zone next time a little bit better, because I did go in with just a little bit of powder. I think that it brings a lot of product, and I do like that. I also love the fact that I can do like more sheer applications. This is only medium coverage, and it's super buildable, so I don't know if I want to, like, some days where my skin is looking really good, I could go in with just a much lighter, face makeup and foundation. I don't think this is my favorite. I do love the Kiko Milano concealer and foundation. I've been using it non-stop. I have it right here because I always just grab it first thing in the morning. I have been using this so much, and I fully recommend it. I do have a video on this one. This one definitely has more coverage than this one, but obviously there are different foundations. The other thing I want to mention is that around my nose is where I have the most dry areas, and this side right here was so itchy with this foundation, like so itchy that I couldn't take it. And that rarely happens to me, so I don't know if it's because maybe I'm more dry than ever today, or there's some ingredient in this foundation that just does not agree with me, but it was only on that little tiny area. It didn't really happen anywhere else, so I hope I'm not getting like some allergic reaction. It looks fine, but I just wanted to mention that. Alright, so it is 4 in the afternoon right now, so I've definitely had this on for a long time. I feel like my feelings haven't changed a little bit. You can still see that I'm dewy on my T-zone. I am dewy on this area right here, and I'm kind of seeing a little bit of dryness over here. It did definitely rub off on my nose right here too. Rubbed off a little bit on my pimples over here, but on my cheeks it actually looks pretty nice. The makeup is still holding on really nicely, so I don't know if I hate this foundation, but I definitely do not love it and really recommend it. If you are looking for something from Kiko Milano, I definitely do recommend the foundation and concealer from them. That is a great one, but it's definitely more on the full coverage side. As far as coverage for this one, I think it's pretty decent because it does definitely cover up a little bit, but it's definitely a medium, like sheer to medium, not really more than that. I did end up applying a lot of product on my skin. As far as price, I think it's really nice, and as far as shades, I think 21 shades is pretty average as well. It was, as far as being long lasting, I would say yes and no, because it did hold up really nicely on this area, but it didn't really hold up on my nose after like 5 or 6 hours. So that to me is not really long lasting. So I don't know. I don't know if this foundation is acting up like this on my face because it is really humid and hot outside. Maybe this could be a good foundation for the winter time when my skin is a little bit drier. But right now I just don't want to recommend it to somebody with normal or oily skin because I have dry skin and it's kind of looking a little bit dewy on me. And it definitely did rub off as well. I feel like it's a beautiful finish, and I feel like it's inexpensive, so it's also very buildable, so it does have good things and bad things to it. I feel like the shade was definitely a match. I love the shade, so I don't know. If you want to go ahead and test this foundation out, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say it's the worst foundation because I've definitely tried so many worse things than this, but I just don't think that is my favorite. So I'm definitely going to keep it because I think that this can be one that I can mix with another or much heavier foundation, and it won't it will kind of like make it a little bit more lightweight. So I don't know, I'm not really hating this. What do you guys think? Let me know below, how do you think that it held up? The only thing bothering me is right here on my forehead and definitely on this area where it looks really dry, but other than that I don't think it's really too horrible. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!